Hey everybody, it's Actual Dragon Tears here, and today I'm going to talk about how FUZE shield is best shield. And oh boy, I can already hear the hate coming in. Okay, but let's be serious here. FUZE, in my opinion, really is the best shield operator in the entire game. Which is funny, because he beats out the other two dedicated shield operators. So let's get into why. Why is he better? Well, let's of course start with gadgets, or at least abilities, whatever you want to call it. Of course, Montaigne's ability is that he is able to deploy his shield, and yes, that is useful. In fact, before we get any further, I just want to say, just because I say that I think FUZE is best shield does not mean I think that the other shields are bad in any way, shape, or form. They have their use, and they do their use pretty well. Montaigne, he is cover. You deploy the shield, you push up with a teammate behind you, and that can be a very deadly combo. And that's pretty good, but that's the only thing he does. He doesn't have anything special. He just deploys his shield. Blitz, of course, has his flash shield. He can flash the enemy up to a certain range, which half the time doesn't seem to work, and theoretically it blinds them, and he's able to get an easy headshot on them. The problem with that, though, is when you flash a lot of people, they start firing, because why not? They can't see anyway. And this has led to a lot of just headshots to you, because you'll flash them, you'll go to aim down sights to shoot them, and they'll just start spraying blindly and most likely get a headshot on you because your hitbox for your head is the size of Mars itself. And then we get to FUZE's gadget. And that's one of the big things about him is, of course, he has his cluster charge. Because he's not a dedicated shield operator, he gets an actual gadget. Now, that's the thing. He has a shield, which is pretty much just what the other two shield operators have. But he also has a gadget, like the cluster charge, which can be planted and is a nuke to the enemy if they're in a room. So you have the shield, you have the blocking potential, but at the same time you also have the killing potential of his gadget, which the other two can't really say they have. Now going into their weapons, of course, their weapons are very subjective. I know a lot of people will disagree with me when it comes to this, but I feel that the PMM is just the superior pistol. Besides the revolver, which has 77 damage, the PMM is the highest damaging weapon at 63, which is funny because even if you, for whatever reason, put a suppressor on it, it still has more damage than any other pistol that the other shield operators use. Blitz, who has the P12, he only does 43 damage. The P9 is 30 damage, and yeah. So a lot of people say, well, you only get 9 rounds in a magazine, plus 1 in the chamber, while the P12 gets 16 and the P9 gets 17. Well, it's funny because if you're really concerned about capacity, you can just go with the GSH-18, which has 19 rounds in the magazine. So not only does he have the most damaging pistol, besides the revolver, but he also has the highest capacity pistol of any shield operator. So, and his damage isn't, and the damage isn't anything to be scoffed at with the GSH. The GSH does more damage than the P9, which is Montaigne's pistol. So not only is it higher capacity, but it's also higher damage. So it is blatantly better than the P9. The PMM, on the other hand, P12, on the other hand, it does do a bit more damage, but it also has 3 less rounds in its magazine than the GSH. Now, like I said, this is all subjective. A lot of people say, well, they like the feel of this, they don't like the feel of this one. Well, iron sights. The PMM iron sights are very clean. I like them a lot. It's nice, it's precise, and it doesn't obscure your vision too much. The P12 on the other hand, it blocks your vision entirely. It's so obtrusive. I hate it a lot. It's blocky. The front post seems oversized. It's just, you go for that headshot and you end up covering their body and their head combined. It's really hard to get precise shots with that. Of course, the P9 is a little bit better. I also feel that its iron sights are a little bit too much. They feel too blocky. And then if you really want to get into if you are concerned with the GSH18, it also is kind of along the lines, or it's kind of in between the P9 and the PMM. It's nice and it's spaced out. I kind of like how it divots behind the rear posts, and then you kind of had that open space around the front post, and it's a smaller dot to aim with, which is really nice when you want to try and get those precision headshots from any distance that isn't right in your face. And now we get into actual hitboxes. The hitbox, of course, for Blitz is terrible. We all know this. The whole hashtag buff Blitz trend, and thankfully they are fixing it. But at the time being, his hitbox is still ginormous. The earmuffs, the helmet itself, just everything about his head is massive, and that's led to a lot of headshots behind shields, which shouldn't really be headshots behind shields. Of course, Montaigne is better. His helmet, of course, is still bulky, though. That's the thing. Now, of course, there's a lot of dead texture. I don't know what the proper term for it is, but what I mean by dead texture is it's a piece of his helmet or whatnot that hangs off that if shot doesn't do anything. It just passes straight through it, which is really nice because it means his actual hitbox is smaller. But at the same time, it's still a bit bigger than Fuze's. Fuze's, it's nice and small and compact because he kind of has that like hockey mask thing on, and the goggles and the tight helmet. And overall, his entire head, it just seems more compact than the other two shield operators' helmets, meaning he gets headshotted a lot less, especially when he's aiming down sights. Think about it though. You have a shield, and then you have a watermelon on one side and grapefruit on the other. They're both pretty big, but the grapefruit, of course, is slightly smaller than a watermelon, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to hit. And yeah, so that's kind of why I feel that I'm getting my Spentnias mixed up. That's why I feel that FUZE is best shield. If you agree with me, if you don't, leave a comment expressing your opinions. Tell me, what do you like? Do you just strictly go recruit shield with whatever custom pistol that you choose? Go ahead, leave a comment, tell me. Leave a like if you like the video, leave a dislike if you don't. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.